We're sitting on the bus with Scott Chancey. Scott, what do you do for the county?
I run the transit department for Josephine County. So we're in charge of all the public transit services, not only within the city of Grants Pass, but also we do operate some commuter routes to Cave Junction and Merlin, Sunny Valley, and Wolf Creek.
Well, this is the inaugural day, the very first trip from Grants Pass to Medford, from Medford to Grants Pass on a Josephine County transit bus.
We're calling it the Rogue Valley Commuter Line. So it's something labeled completely different to give it a different identity than Josephine Community Transit or the other agency that we hook up with, which is the Rogue Valley Transportation District. So it's got a completely different name, completely different logo, but it is operated by Josephine County.
So what does this mean for people who want to go from in front of the Basker Auditorium and want to go to downtown Medford? How do they do that?
Basically, they would get on this bus. We operate 5 times a day, so they would get on this bus, pay the $2 fare, and would be taken all the way to downtown Medford, where there's a connection with the Rogue Valley Transportation District, and you can transfer from this bus to their lines for free within 60 minutes with a valid transfer.
For free?
For free.
So $2 and you get to
Ashland, White City.
White City?
Yeah.
You can get from Grass Pass to White City for $2?
That's correct. Or you can go to Central Point or Jacksonville. So anywhere that their system goes, that this will connect you to that, and then you can jump on their vehicle for free within 60 minutes.
Okay, so it's not like you can go there, stick around for 5 hours visiting a friend, and then get on a free bus.
No, you got to transfer immediately. So you would get off this bus and then get onto the next available route when it gets there. And they operate every 30 minutes some of them are every hour, but for the most part it's every 30 minutes a vehicle's coming by.
Okay, so let's suppose that you wanted to go from near the hospital in Medford, the big hospital there,
right,
and then you got a trick knee, okay? And so now you want to take your trick knee to college at RCC in Grants Pass, so you could come in to Grants Pass and then transfer to another bus?
That's exactly how it works. You come
for $2?
For $2. You come into Grants Pass, get a valid transfer from the driver, and jump on the Josephine Community Transit Route 10 and ride all the way out to RCC.
All right, here's another example. Let's suppose that you live in Cave Junction, and you're a disabled veteran.
Okay.
You can get on the bus in Cave Junction, go all the way down to Grants Pass, get on this bus, and go to White City?
Yes. You would have to pay $2 to get on the bus in Cave Junction. You would have to pay $2 to get on this bus because you cannot transfer to the Rogue Valley Commuter Line.
Okay.
So you pay $2 to get on a Cave Junction, $2 to get on this bus, go to downtown Medford to RVTD, transfer to their Route 60, which goes to the VA domiciliary for free. And then you would have to pay to get on RVTD, and get back on this bus, pay, and then once you got back to Grants Pass, you transfer to the Cave Junction route for free.
So one-way ticket to get all the way to the domiciliary in White City would cost how much from Cave Junction?
$4.
$4, and then $4 to come back.
That's correct.
So you wouldn't have to go from Cave Junction.
Not necessarily. You could go anywhere that the Josephine Community Transit runs go. They will bring you to the courthouse or the Basker Auditorium,
right,
where you can transfer to this route.
Okay, so if you started at the courthouse or Basker Auditorium, then the one-way ticket would be how much?
It's still $2.
$2 only.
It's $2
all the way to White City.
That's right. Every time you get on this vehicle, it's $2. And once you arrive in downtown Medford or downtown Grants Pass, you can transfer to the existing routes for free, as long as it's within 60 minutes.
Now, this bus makes only one stop in Grants Pass. There's no chance of getting on another place as the bus goes by, waving it down, jumping out in the middle of the road.
We're working on a park and ride. So
park and ride.
Right, because this bus starts before the rest of our routes do.
Okay.
So So this very first run, we know that we have to establish a secondary stop.
Well, here's one you probably have to say no about. You would like to, let's suppose, come into Grants Pass or leave Grants Pass on a Greyhound bus. And this bus, when it left Grants Pass, did pass by within 3 blocks or so of a Greyhound station. Probably can't do that yet, though, right?
Not yet, but our other routes go by Greyhound.
Oh, right.
And to let you know, when we stop in Medford, we're going to stop at RVTD, which has a connection there. Greyhound stops there as well.
RVTD stands for?
Rogue Valley Transportation District.
Okay, all right.
So we're going to stop at their main transfer point, downtown Medford, and we can make a connection to Greyhound or Southwest Point. And Southwest Point goes all the way to Klamath Falls, and they also go to Smith River, California. And that Klamath Falls connection, you can jump on Amtrak once you get there.
So you could potentially get from Cave Junction to Northern California for...
I don't know how much Southwest Point is, but yeah,
right.
We could get you there for $2.
Wow.
Yeah.
To the transfer point. Yeah.
Correct.
Or anywhere in the world by Greyhound. Well,
or Amtrak.
Maybe not Tokyo, but right.
Or Amtrak.
Amtrak.
Yeah, you can catch that at the station in Klamath Falls. Or let's say you want to go to the airport and you don't want to pay to park at the airport.
Yes. Thank you.
Here you go. There's a logical solution. You can pay $2, go to RVTD and go to the airport. And then when you're a return ride, you get on RVTD, go back and catch this bus in downtown Medford and come all the way back home.
When I was living out on the East Coast for a little while, I asked them about their buses that were traveling around Washington, D.C. and etc. And they said, oh, yeah, that's easy. We run 24 hours a day. Hey, great. And so I got stuck out somewhere, and I said, wait a minute, when's the bus coming? Oh, it'll be here in 8 hours. 8 hours? Well, yeah, it's still 24 hours. Just there's a 15-minute layover, 15-minute layover, 8-hour layover. Wait a minute, that's not 24 hours.
Right.
But so how often do you run? When is the first trip leaving from the Basker Auditorium or the courthouse, and when is the last trip leaving from the Basker?
We run 5 trips a day, and based on our experience running some of our other services, we put 2 runs back-to-back in the morning, 1 midday, and 2 back-to-back in the afternoon. So the very first one leaves Basker at 6:35 a.m., and the next one leaves at 7:35 a.m. Then there's one at 11:05, and then again we leave in the afternoon at 3:15 and 4:15.
You just got it all memorized, don't you?
I hope I'm correct.
All right, now that's leaving from the Basker Auditorium. Now, coming back to the Basker Auditorium,
it's an hour later, so it takes an hour to get to Medford. There's a 10-minute layover so the driver can take a break, and then it returns back, and that takes another hour. So the bus that leaves Grants Pass at 3:15 will be in Medford at 4:15, leave essentially again at 4:30, and be in Grants Pass at 5:30.
So the latest bus into Grants Pass arrives here at 5:30.
The latest bus that hits Grants Pass where we're done for the day will be there at 6:30.
6:30, and the latest leaving from Medford leaves at 5:30?
Correct.
From what's the spot in Medford?
It's the Front Street Transfer Station, and we'll arrive there in approximately 20 minutes. So it's a hub where all of RVTD's routes stop. They all converge on that spot.
Front Street.
Front Street.
What building is it near? What store is it near?
It is its own building, and it takes a 2-block area between 10th and 12th Street.
Right.
On Front Street.
What's it close to? What's some other?
Right across from the Rogue Community College SOU campus.
Okay.
Right across from the Medford Library. So it's right kind of in the downtown area of Medford.
So people could leave Grants Pass and go to SOU for a class.
That's correct. That is correct.
All right. That's pretty cool. $2.
$2.
So when's the fare going to go up? Next week?
This is a demonstration project, so we have money to fund this for 3 years.
3 years?
Right. After the 3-year period is over or we run out of money,
right,
then it has to be paid for with local funding or local support.
You already have an estimate of how much the tickets could possibly cost after 3 years.
It depends. I'm hoping to find at least 10 partners locally that are willing to contribute $10,000 apiece to fund this.
Oh, here, let me
service
just
to
reach in
continue.
my pocket here. Oh, I didn't bring 10,000 with me,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, we have 3 years to
Right.
keep working on this, so
Right.
I think there's a lot of potential partners. Road Community College is one.
Right.
The hospitals are one.
Yes.
The VA domiciliary is one. There's a lot of agencies that are spending money on people transporting them between the two communities.
Are you going to be able to work with wheelchairs?
Yes, this vehicle actually is equipped to hold two
Two.
people using mobility devices.
Bicycles?
Bicycles can go on the front, and it holds two. And if there's more than two, we'll try to accommodate everybody the best we can by putting them inside. As long as they're secured and they're not a flying hazard, we're good to
Right. Hang gliders?
go.
Probably
it's
not.
Probably too big.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be able to board it on your own without assistance from the driver.
Yes.
Or limited assistance.
Right.
So as far as packages, that kind of thing are concerned, as long as you're able to get it on the vehicle yourself, we're good to go.
This is a much larger bus than the typical blue buses that you run in Grants Pass.
This is a 40-foot diesel bus. This is a heavy-duty transit vehicle. It's a lot different than what we run in town.
Yes.
But it holds more people, and that was one of our biggest concerns when we started this.
Right.
Was to have too many people trying to get on. And that does two things. One, it's a safety issue, and then two, it's uncomfortable as a rider. If every seat's full and people are standing, it is uncomfortable. So we wanted to make sure that we had enough room. So today, for our inaugural run, there is
Plenty of
5
room.
people.
Yes.
There's 5 people, but it just started, so we'll see what happens. I anticipated it to be more and more people, similar to what we see coming in and out of Cave Junction.
You had to do a lot of work to set this up.
I did a lot of work. I've been trying to get this accomplished since I got here, or to Josephine County in 2009.
Was this your project from the beginning? You wanted to do this, or somebody else was poking you with a stick?
Well, a combination of both. There's been a few people behind the scene that knew how important this was.
Yes, sir.
And they've been poking me to get it done. And between me and these other individuals, we just kept looking for funding to accomplish this. And then once I found it, I was ready to go and I jumped on it. And here we are.
What was the biggest obstacle, honestly now, that you had to overcome?
There's been a bunch.
Yes.
The biggest one probably was getting the vehicle. That was a huge hurdle that I was not sure I was going to pull off in time, but we did. We got 3 vehicles. They were given to us from Lane Transit District.
Wow.
So
Okay.
these are their surplus buses that they had in reserve when they used them when they needed to or an emergency. And so they took them out of service and then gracefully sold them to us for $0. So we now have 3 vehicles that we can run. The next biggest obstacle was to get the state approval to run. As you notice, we're running on I-5. Therefore, it falls under the jurisdictions of ODOT.
Right.
We had to get a permit to be able to transport people from Grants Pass, Road River, Gold Hill, all the way to Medford and back. So getting that permit was, I won't say difficult, but it took a lot of time. And I started in May, and I got the permit finally, a temporary permit, on my desk last Friday. So on September 28th, I got the permit. So it took me 3 months.
So would you repeat the? Is it run 5 days a week or 7 days a week?
5 days a week.
5 days, Monday through Friday,
Monday through Friday.
including holidays,
Yes.
but not on Christmas,
Yeah, we have a limited holiday schedule, and I'm trying to change that.
right?
So I think there's 11 holidays that are observed by the county.
Right.
Being a county agency, we observe those holidays as well. but there are certain holidays that we ought to be running, like let's say the day after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Perfectly logical that we operate.
Well, after you've eaten all that, you can't fit behind the steering wheel anymore,
right.
so you
We're
need a
here
bus
for
to
you.
get home. Right.
Exactly right.
Right. So, please repeat the times that this bus leaves Grants Pass and the times that it leaves Medford to come back.
We leave Grants Pass
Right.
at 6:35 a.m., 7:35 a.m., 11:05 a.m., 3:15 and 4:15 p.m. We'll arrive in Medford approximately 1 hour after we depart Grants Pass.
Right.
And then somebody will be able to get on from Medford and go and return to Grants Pass. So the first bus leaving Medford would be 7:35, 8:35, then
12:05.
12:05, and then essentially 4:15. It's 4:30 and then 5:30. Sorry, we staggered that to make sure that people could get back if they were leaving work.
So they could get out of work at 5 o'clock and wait just half an hour and then
Correct.
leave on the bus and come back to Grants Pass.
Correct, but it's not tailored for commuters, and it will only, I guess.
What do you mean it's not tailored for commuters?
We didn't tailor it just for people that were driving.
Oh, not just.
Just for people that were going to work. And that's the trick of all of this, is you can make it for a specific population or population group, but you're not going to meet the needs of as many people if you did it. So for example, if we did it just for workers, this bus would probably be leaving Grants Pass at 5:30 in the morning, not 6:30.
Okay.
The last run would probably be leaving Medford at 6:30 or 6. But if we did that, then there's a lot of other people that wouldn't be willing to ride it because it's leaving too early or too late.
Okay.
The times are too great.
So you always have to balance your ridership. You obviously feel that you're going to get enough riders, not just 5, huh?
Not just 5.
You think you're going to get enough as time goes on and the word gets out.
We're shooting for 100 boardings a day. So that would be, if somebody's riding it both ways or bi-directional, that's 50 people a day. So I don't count on everybody riding it bi-directional, so that's why I call it 100 boardings. Now,
Right.
to put that in perspective, we're averaging about 62 boardings a day coming out of Cave Junction
62 from Cave Junction.
to Grants Pass.
Right. And so you're looking for 50 to go to Medford.
I'm looking for 100 total boardings.
Right.
Yeah, to go to Medford, and I think that that's easily attainable. Now we'll see. I could be completely wrong. I don't think I am,
Okay.
but we'll see. So
3 buses.
3 buses. So,
Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome.
Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you. I appreciate you being here.
Oh, the inaugural run. Absolutely.
I wouldn't have missed it, and I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.